Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone's well. Sorry, I'm running a little bit late. Well, we're getting some movement today. There's no argument there. Now, I did say I was going to pop back yesterday and trade, or at least have a look after the FOMC. I kind of wish I had done because there was definitely a few setups there, that's for certain. Maybe a lower high there, lower high there. Yeah, there was definitely a couple of setups. Once it started to move, I think after that, we sort of knew what was happening. One leg up, two legs up. Maybe lower high, you may have taken that one. I'd have definitely taken that one. So there was definitely 2 or 3 trades there. It's nice when it goes like that. Trouble is, frustratingly, sometimes you get a massive move like, well, I say massive, not huge, but you'll get a decent move like that. And half the time, you won't get a decent setup, which is a bit frustrating. So when it does tend to go like that, what I tend to do is maybe open another chart above me, maybe with the 1,000 tick chart or something, just to see if there's anything on there, because a lot of times you'll see clearer setups. But nice move down, actually, and it sort of continued with a couple of legs up and then another leg down. But after all this, I wouldn't be shocked if we get some upward movement at some point. Whether this is going to continue up or not, it's possible. Let me put that like that. I think it's going to be more like this. Let's have a look. Off this bottom one here, let's bring it back a bit. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on a minute. So tempting that is. Might move quick. Let's see how this finishes.
Order filled.
Got to go with that, I'm afraid. I might have jumped the gun a bit. That's a nice second entry, that. I might have got stung here. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I just didn't think here. We've made that measured move. It is a second entry. Go on, get up. High or low. Come on. It's got to be bullish after this. I'm going to get stuck now, watch. Oh, I'm going to give that an extra tick. Go on, get up. Get up.
Order filled.
Oh, you idiot. Oh, that wasn't a good start. Oh, well, I jumped the gun a bit there. It looked like a really nice second entry. I thought after this massive big drop down, it's got to push up. It just goes to show you sometimes you can just get in a bit too quick. Okay, so jump the gun a bit there, folks. That was stupid, that was. That's the trouble with trading sometimes. I keep folding back to max system. Quick moves. I mean, I haven't reloaded my historic data. It might have not looked too bad on someone else's chart, but 2 legs. I just thought after that, it's going to push up. But it just goes to show how things can change dramatically. You think after that, you know, yesterday and then this morning, and you think it's got to get some distance, but oh well. What was it like? No, I hate it when it does this. Okay, let's just put that down to a bit of stupidity. Chart looks different on there. If you went from here, touch, it's one of those things, isn't it? Sometimes it depends. Sometimes it can just rock it up, but we did that measured move, so that's the trouble sometimes when you get, sorry about that, don't worry. When you get stuck into max chart, to max style, it's very hard to get out of it. And that's what I mean. Some of max setups happen really quick. 1 leg, 2 legs back. It's looking quite bullish at the moment. And that, a tick higher, wouldn't have looked too bad on someone else's chart. But it triggered me and came back down. That's the trouble with max. That's the trouble with max, because movements happen that quick and you've got to decide after this. See, I'm thinking after this massive push down since yesterday. Well, I say massive, how big was it? Okay, yeah, it's fairly decent. It's 3.5 points off 100 points. You think it's got to move up a little bit. And that's the trouble sometimes. You can get that focused on max, and a lot of max trades happen really quickly. Now, that could have just rocketed up and continued up, but that's the trouble with max sometimes you've got to think quick, and I don't always think it suits me. I've got to get out of the way Mac's doing it. Let me have a look. Okay, so we've had a break. We've had one leg down. Let's see if we can't write this. We've had one leg down. Sorry, I'll say hello to everyone in a second. I'll say hello now. I need to... trouble is, you don't often get a lot of good second entries. Was that good? Well, who knows? It could have just rocketed up. We could have gone right up. You just don't know, do you? And that's the problem with Macs sometimes. One tick and you're out the game, and then look what happens. It ends up going where you think it's going to go. Tough start of the day, yeah. After all that downward stuff and the break and the new low, and now it's starting to work up, it's very easy to get stuck in a certain mindset and you jump into a trade. Now that may have worked, it may have just rocketed straight up, but obviously it didn't. And that's the problem with Macs sometimes, whereas with the Penguin guy, we've had a bit of a break. We've made one attempt to go lower. We make another attempt to go lower. We've got a fair distance to make a decision. So let's quickly say hello. Okay, no harm, no foul. How you doing, bud? Harminder, how are you? Armanas, how are you? Chris, how are you, buddy? Exponential, how you doing, pal? Speedy, how you doing, buddy? Mark, how you doing, Mark? Clay, good morning, Mark. It's tough. Yeah, it's one of those things, mate. That's one of my downfalls, because I'm quite a hyper person. Sometimes I can get that focused and just jump before I think, you know what I mean? Breaks. Made one attempt to go higher, made a second attempt to go higher. It's just one of those things, isn't it? I need to focus more on the Penguin. The Penguins trade. So anyway, we've had this channel going up. We've made one attempt to go lower. We've made a second attempt to go later. If this pushes up now, this might be a trade. We'll see. I'm going to get an order ready in case it finishes. Submitted. Let's have a look. Let's see how this finishes. Because this could come back, this could come down. No, that's no good, that is. Unless it traps shorts there. Yeah. Let's have a look.
Order cancelled.
Let's have a look at what's going on. So, okay, so it depends where you put the measured move down. See, initially, I'd have a measured move from there to there, and then from there to there, but that's out of the game now, isn't it? So the next measured move, quite probably from there to there, maybe another one down. Do you know what? I think this is just what I've got to forget about is, okay, so it's spent yesterday and this morning going down. What does that tell you? We've got a downtrend. So why am I thinking about looking for longs, really? That's the trouble. So, okay, so we've had a break of this. We've gone down. We've made one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I don't know. It is looking bearish. I think I'm going to have to get away from the fact that the overall is bearish. The trouble is, when it does this for so long, it's very easy to think, well, the first sign of it, we get a bit of a move upwards. You think that's it, that's over with, and you've sort of got to get your sort of mindset changed, haven't you, really? So we've had this push up. And we've had a drop. We've tried to go once. I just have to let this go. That's a new face. Gadrev, I think you're a new face, aren't you? There's an active measured move down, and the EMA's a bit flat. Yeah, it is a little bit. Is this going to be a Penguin trade or Max? Well, a bit of both, I think, really. There's not a massive amount of difference. Obviously, all the charts are exactly the same. But with Penguin, moves a little bit more, what's the word, a slightly larger scale. Whereas Max, for instance, that trader took their second entry long, quite a quick move. Whereas the Penguins, we may have a move down, make one attempt to go higher, maybe make another attempt to go higher, and a push down below the EMA, then that's the type of trade. It's just a little bit more time to think. But when you've spent literally 2 years and a couple of months just focusing on Max, 2 years and 4 months actually, just focusing on max. It's very hard to get out. So we got this. Let's have a look. Leg down, leg down. There's a looks like a measured move there. Let's have a look. Hold on a minute. Let's clean this mess up a minute. Let's put that there. Okay, so that is not far off played out, is it? Yeah, it is starting to look bearish again, isn't it? Let's have a look. Possibly a channel there. Quite possibly. Touch. Yeah, quite possibly. Well, you could go there, couldn't you? And then that is a touch. Okay, let's say that's near enough played out. Remove. So we push down. Let's think about what I'm doing here. It's still looking very bearish, isn't it? See the measured move. Measured move could be from there. Either way, they both indicate downward to at least 43.85 area. Okay, that is starting to look like a channel. You can't deny that. Okay, that's starting to look like a bigger channel. Touch. Okay, so if that's the case, I'd say that measured move more than likely. Well, let's put it from the start. There's a shorter measured move there, but there's a longer one. That's if we do continue down. So how long have you started using Penguin's strategy? Literally just over the last week. But I have been watching him and and ahhing whether to move over for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, 3 or 4 months, 6 months, maybe something like that. But it's just so hard sometimes. The trouble is when you're that used to doing max, it's just, you see max everywhere, and that's the frustrating thing, really. And not only that, I'm seeing a downtrend, so I'm looking for just bars off the key entry point. It's very easy to get stuck between max. See, I did say if I see some max trades, I mean real sitters, I'll still take them, but I don't know if that's wise or not. I think you need to do one or the other. I don't know. Okay, we're touching. We're working along here, so I just think we may see. Well, you can't argue with that, really, can you? Okay, so we got a leg down. One. If we can get another push up. Yeah, that's the trouble with max. A lot of the time, it's just it only takes a tick and you're out. Whereas the Penguin, you get one move up, 2 moves up, and a lot of the times he'll let the bar actually move through the EMA, so it rules out that chance of getting trapped. Yeah, see, I can just see the bottom falling out of this again. What was the trade you took this morning here? there. After that big move down, we had this breakout, this other channel, a couple of pushes down to a new low, and it looked like it then we were going to start to get some upward movement. So it was a second entry long that, not a great signal bar, but because we've had so much down, I just thought, okay, this is now where we're going to get some of it back. So that was the trade I took. It was a second entry. Signal bar was a bit iffy, but I've seen Mac take, but that's the trouble sometimes. Mac will mark these off the key entry point. Depends how you look at that. Mac will mark these off the key entry point, and I've seen him mark dojis before. So it's just, the trouble is, it's very fast moving, Macs, and it's very easy to take a trade that happens that quick, and before you know it, you're in and you're out. So that's what I wanted to try and move away from, really. So we got a leg down. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, we've down, tried to go up once, tried to go twice, push the main. Yeah, that's just, you can't do nothing with it, really. I just have a feeling this is just going to drop again. Someone's just taken a short on Max. Pulled back. Taking a short there, I think. This. Up. That one. Yeah, there's shorts there, I think. That bar there. Is that right? Yeah. So they're in a short there. With the stop above there. Let's have a look at that. So yeah, someone on the the forum there, the Discord's just taken a trade, entering from there, stop being there, and out down here. Well, they've put it for 15 ticks. Where have I got that then? Okay, they took it on a limit order. Yeah, slightly higher there. So we're going to push down maybe 1, 2 attempts to go. The trouble is, do you class that as a leg? Move down, we made an attempt to go higher once. Is that an attempt to go higher or just a quick bar? I don't know how good that is to trade. And I think what they've done then is let it push down so much. Yeah, it's going sideways. The trouble is, I mean, it's still quite bearish at the moment. But you don't know whether it's going to continue down. But if we go from here to here to here, I think we can all agree that this is quite likely a break. So if we have a break, usually you'd make a new low. So I think we're probably likely to go down, but are we eventually going to go up, or I don't know. It's just a bit unclear. I mean, this is relatively clear, but after this, yeah, that was just a bit of stupidity. That I've got to try and steer away from Max, I think. More the penguin styles. It just looked like for a minute it was going to form a really nice second entry long, and when it started doing this after this big sort of move down, trouble is you get suckered into it, and that's the market's got a way of doing that. And not only that, see, I had a channel on the there was another thing I'd looked at as well. Tell you what, I'm just going to drag in the 10,000. I'd looked at this, see, we'd opened here after this big pull down. This looked like an overshoot, and when it started to do this, I thought then we're going to get some moves up. So trouble is, once you get something in your head, it's hard to change your mind. And then when I see that doing that, I think, okay, this is it. So touch, 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 touch. Second entry long, it's going to rocket up. That's what I had in my head. Obviously things like that. And that's the trouble when these bars move that quick, and it was just around about after the market opened, and things can move quick, and you know, sometimes you can make mistakes, and I've done it myself plenty of times. Just as the market opens, you know, bars can form quite quick, and decisions are going to be quick if you make them around the market, and obviously that was a decision that was the wrong one to take. Trouble is, we're bouncing off the bottom here. What are we doing? What are we doing? Got trapped there. Yeah, someone took... So that trade there has worked, I think, hasn't it? Yeah. Hold on a sec. That's up here there. What are you doing? Yeah, if they took that, they're out. So that worked okay. It was quite high up anyway, so... See, I did look at that one. We sort of had this leg down, break, come down in. We made two more attempts to go higher, and then we had a big bearish bar push swiftly through that EMA. Trouble is, I looked at that for a second, but obviously you're going into this, so you just don't know. So it's not a good trade. Looks like it's working, but it's not a good system, I don't think. Does look like we're going to have more bearish stuff. Trouble is, it's bouncing around. We just don't know, really. We could get some upward stuff. It's hard to say at the moment. It's just not very clear. Obviously, we've had this move down, and it looks like a couple of legs up. So it does look like we are going to continue down. We've got this leg down here, and it does look like two legs of correction. That. So from here to here, yeah, leg, and then a continuation down. Yeah, I don't know about that. But it's also a bit sideways, so this could push back up into here. It's hard to say, really. It's unclear. Hey Ryan, how you doing, buddy? Point of interest at this low, just observing how it reacts. Yeah, that's what I mean. See, after that big move down, it is likely that we're going to get a move up because it's 100 points, that is. You know, it's a fair old drop. And it's obviously there's a little bit of uncertainty. All this, it's just starting to work down, but a lot of the times it'll do that, and you can be getting to a short, and all of a sudden it will rocket and take out a load of stops. So I don't know, but yeah, we're down to this level here, so it's just hard to see, isn't it? Really, safest thing to do is not trade. I say this to self, and sometimes I get stuck in it myself. So it is surprising how really focused you need to be. Okay, so we're through that bottom comfortably now, so you know, I can just see some more downward stuff. It is looking bearish again. But it is a break and a new low, depending on how you've drawn that channel. Yes, if I drag in the 10,000 chick chart, those legs look a bit clearer, don't they? If we've come from here, leg. I still think we're coming down, touch, if you do it that way. It does look like measured leg, that does. So I do think we're going to continue down. The bigger picture on the 10,000 tick chart is telling us we had a bit of sideways there, but we do see the minute. We just don't know. Things could change at any minute, really. It's why you can't just take a short here anywhere thinking we're going to go down. You've still got to take a proper setup, because I don't know how many times I've done this before. Oh, here we go. We're back to the EMA. Let's just jump in with a short, and it triggers you and then pushes up. You know, these markets are really clever. They're really efficient at taking out weak traders and weak points. You know. It's clearly downwards, sideways. So, you know, it can be suckering people in. Home sells in a few minutes. Yes, medium impact news. That never really does much. I know people like Mac and that rarely even mention it anymore. But then, let's get rid of that. But then sometimes, oh no, forget it. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah. Never really makes much difference. What time is it? 3 o'clock UK time, so it's in just under 2 minutes. There's not a lot you can do here at the moment anyway. It's just wondering whether to get rid of that for a minute. It's just confusing things. Let's have a look. No, you've got to put it down. There's definitely a channel there, isn't there? I'm playing a spike and channel starting at 43.13. 44th, that's what I'm going to say. 44.13. Spike and channel. Here. 44.13. I'm not sure about this. What's going on here? You just don't know, do you? It is starting to look bearish again. Perhaps, I don't know, how far can it go? Technically, you just don't know, do you? That's the trouble. The more you go down, the more you think it can't keep going down, but often it just does. You know, there's no reason why it couldn't go down another 30 points. It is incredibly hard to keep your focus and to make the right decisions all the time. You know, your frame of mind has a massive impact on how you trade every day. .44, yeah, the round numbers do make a difference. People just tend to like finishing there, don't they? Mind you, we get a bit of sideways here, we had a bit of sideways there, we had a bit of sideways there. So it's going down a bit. It's sort of grinding down slowly, isn't it? I'm happy that that's a channel. Yeah, so if you like the bigger channel, we've had a break and a new low, but trouble is sometimes that's when it can go up. Or, I mean, if you look at, forget the bigger channel, if you look at that channel there, we had a break and a new low, and we had a bit of reversal, so you just don't know. Okay, there's a failure there. Nothing you can do, really, is there? Hard to go short so close to the lows. Yeah. It is, isn't it? The trouble is, you just don't know, though, do you? It could. I mean, you know, we could come back in 15 minutes and it could be down here, or it could be up here. That's the problem. And that's a lot of time. That's where I think people make mistakes. They sort of wait for something relatively bearish here, go short there, it triggers and pushes up and stops you out. And then when you do nothing, it rockets down. So, you know, look at that. See that there? We're going sideways, slightly bearish bar, triggered. Look what's happened then. It started to reverse. Whether it'll go up or not, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying. Quite a bearish bar there, though. That worked. So where do you draw the line? That's the trouble. You know, it's not black and white. It's difficult. Decisions are hard. And it's part of the reason why I'm moving more onto the Penguin, because it does give you that little bit more time to think. But it is still grinding down. You know, there is still that possibility of this. Did somebody mention? Saw that. Okay, so I'll be trading tomorrow. No work tomorrow. Okay, so maybe another channel working there, slightly less steep. Oh well. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's going slow like this. I hate it when it goes slow. Sometimes it can just go lock it up. There we go. See, that's what I mean about that. Sometimes you'll just look for a bearish bar, it'll trigger you and stop it out. So maybe this is a channel touched up. I'm sure someone said a spiking channel, wasn't it? Touch, close enough, touch. It sort of works, doesn't it? Picking up the 400s, yeah. And look at that, see what happens here. See if it reverses here. I'll rock it up now, look. Like Max says, every time you win a pound or a dollar, you're taking it off someone else. So you're competing against other traders, really. So you've got to be at least half decent, haven't you? You know, sometimes I wonder if you got more chance just closing your eyes and hitting the buy or the sell button. Okay, so it's gone to where I put that channel and it's pulled back down, but that might drag a few shorts in, and then we may have another leg up here. Okay, so we've had the channel down. We've made one attempt to go higher. This is Penguin speaking here. So channel down, no arguments. One attempt to go higher. If we can get another attempt to go higher, then that's where maybe I'll be looking for a short. Now that's triggered, isn't it? So one attempt to go higher. Let's see what happens. Let's just get an order ready below here, just in case we get that failure. So one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Is it going to go higher? It may do. So this looks like a bottom. There may be longs trying to pick a bottom there. Okay, so one attempt to go higher, a second attempt to go higher. Let's just see. I'm just going to put that there a minute, just in case if it does rush down there. So one attempt to get, if it does rush through that EMA quickly before I can move it and take that stop out, then that's a trade I think I'll be interested anyway. One attempt to go higher, two attempts to go higher, push strongly through the EMA. If it does that, it should pick up that order anyway. And then my stop, because it is finding resistance there, which is a good sign. So if it does pull down and hit that before I've got if it slowly works down, then I'll move it. But if it pushes down quick enough and hits that, then the trade's good anyway, I think. So we've had this leg down. We've made one attempt to go higher, back to the EMA. Second attempt to go higher, failure. If it does push down, then I'm interested. But it could. Just don't know. Let's see what happens. Just trying to think to trap some longs there. There's been some longs trap. Go short there. Well, this is where I'm sort of looking to. I can't just randomly get in, but if it does push down strongly, then that's where I'll be looking to get in anyway below there. But it may not. Leg up, leg up. No, forget that now.
Order cancelled.
Go short there. It's doing the opposite, but it may really drop. I don't know, but I'm just not so sure. I think that's got other things on its mind. I mean, it is. It does look like it's bottoming. We've had 3 hits at that one point there, so bearing in mind this bigger channel's played out. So let's just get rid of this for the minute. Let's have a bit of a look here. Okay, so touch, 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 break, new low, bottoming pattern reversal. That's what it looks like. But obviously, I had that channel and we had that, and then it came back down. So it's hard to say. But let's. You just got to be careful going long the same as I did there, because it may just have one leg up, it may have another go. It's hard to say, but there's nothing I can do at the moment. It is going sideways, and it's hit that low 3 times in a row and then pushed up quite strongly. So there's nothing for me here really at the moment. So we've had this leg down. We've had one attempt to go higher. It could still have another go and then fail. Yeah, so you could get a possible second entry longer, and it may just rocket on up. Who knows? I had the same sort of thing over here when I was looking at this second entry long, thinking we're pushing up. So until we actually push up and continue higher, and then maybe make a bigger channel, can't even think about going along. We'll have to continue up above here and above here before I'm thinking about, okay, so now longs may be in the mix. So we got a leg up, made one attempt to go lower. Yeah, I haven't. I don't think we finished going down yet. I don't. Maybe we have. Okay, so we've had this leg up. We've made one attempt to go higher. Sorry, we've got a break of this. We've had this channel, made one attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher, failure. If it does push down, it's possible. Or we've had a leg up there. One attempt to go low, maybe 2 attempts to go low, and then a push up. I'm a bit on the fence as to know what's going on here. Because we have had a little bit of a pullback and pullbacks and pullback, and every time it's continued on down. So I think at the moment you've just got to focus on, it's still, at the moment, we're still maybe not looking for longs just yet. Or shorts, possibly. Excuse me. See, second entry long there. Traders are in the mix. Maybe a higher low. One attempt to go higher. Yeah, this is tempting. This is.
Order filled.
One attempt to go higher. 2 attempts to go lower. Was that right? Right, I don't know what I'm doing here at the moment. I'm not having a good time. Let's have a look. I'm losing my focus a bit. Leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. Now that's more of a bar than that. It's just the way it pushed up above the EMA. They got away with it. Push up, you bastard. Go on. Get up there. So we've had a break of this and a higher low anyway. So leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, push up. Where could we get to these tops? I think I'm going to get out of here. I think it's going to push on up, but I'm just going to get out because the trade wasn't brilliant in my opinion anyway. It may push up there. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. So we got a leg up there. We made one attempt to go lower. I don't think... Would you guys... I don't know. I don't know whether Penguin would go for something like that. He may do. Good trade. Yeah. Is it a good trade in the Penguin style? Because that's what I'm looking for. That's clearly going to work, I think, isn't it? Yeah, one tick higher. I think so. Yeah, okay. So all good. That worked okay. But whether was it a good trade in the Penguin style? Max style, we've got a channel up there. There's a second entry long there and a higher low. So regardless of whether it's... Trouble is, what I think I really need to do is focus on one or the other. I don't think... See, did anybody see that message? That email I got? Let me show you the email I got. This has made me think. This has made me think slightly differently. Let me just get this email that I had from a guy. What is it? Okay, let me just get this email. Okay. Hold on a second. I just want to get his name out of the way. So, okay. Have a look at this email. All right, look at this email. Hold on a second. So I'm just trying to get it so. Okay, 1 second. Read this email and see what you think. Okay, I'm going to bring this email on, okay? Yeah, well, I had a feeling we were going to push up. We had to at some point. Have a look at that email. Oh, you dickhead. Excuse me a minute. Okay, I'll not touch anything. Oh, lads, brave decision to take a break that you shared with us and the decision to follow a different trader style from Max to Penguin style. Please allow me my 2 bobs worth. Okay. Why not follow yourself? Have a look. Why not follow yourself? Just have a read of that. Have a quick read of that. I'll leave it on there for a couple of minutes. Your call in the market is doing great. You identify the setups that they appear great. Then you hesitate while processing it. Is this what Matt would do? Following others affects your own thinking. You know what to do. Why not take your own trades? No need to see what Mac or Penguin are doing. Often your calls are winners while they were missed. Imagine when the market's going blah, 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 blah. So sometimes I think I like the way it looks and I want to take a trade. Do you know what I'm saying? That for me was a leg up, a second entry long and a higher low. That for me is quite high probability. And it worked lovely and good trade. So I wanted to take that trade. I know it didn't follow Penguin style. I don't think it might do. He may take that. I don't know sometimes because I'm still trying to learn. But if I see a real sitter, I don't want to miss out on a trade because do you know what I'm saying? So is it okay to do a bit of Penguin and a bit of Mac? I don't know. I'm a bit on the fence. That email sort of threw me a bit, but in a good way. But I just like the way, he's saying maybe try think for yourself. You know what I mean? In my opinion, that is not a Penguin setup. But yeah, you can do both. Yeah, I agree with you about the Penguin. It probably isn't, but it is a good max setup. It's a second entry long and a break at this channel, and it's a higher low. And the higher low then, if you don't take this, the higher low, nice and bullish, indicates we're going higher. And usually when you get a good setup and it pushes off like that, it's usually there is a reason you like it because of experience. Yeah. I mean, I've been trading now nearly 3 years, 3 years total in December, and I've been very committed and I've spent many, many hours and days. Even when I was working, I was coming home and trading for 4 hours every single night. You know what I mean? And over the last sort of maybe a year or so, I changed my job. So I was working weekends. So I was trading full time. The last sort of 9-10 months, I've been trading full time. I studied in the evening. I spend a lot of time and a lot of commitment. So at some point, you start to get a feel for the market and you tend to know when something looks right. And that's kind of what he's saying. He's saying, hold on a minute. I see you. He watches me and he says, a lot of times I'll say, there is a second entry long there, but I don't know, would Matt go for it? And I sort of talk myself out, and so many times it works. So I think he's saying, maybe you've been doing it long enough now to start thinking for yourself and not thinking, would so-and-so do it? Would so-and-so do it? And I think to a degree he's right. If you're making money consistently, then your way is correct. Don't other people tell you otherwise? Yeah. I mean, what I'll say is I've withdrew $10,000 this month out of accounts. I could have withdrawn maybe another 4 or 6,000. But the trouble is, because I gave up work, I'm relying on the money from my accounts, and I'm not allowing them to mature enough so that I can take money out and not put them in jeopardy, if you know what I mean. So I know I can trade, and I know I've got enough skills. Yes, I still make mistakes. Yes, I'm still learning. I'm always going to be learning doing this. And, I find I learn lessons all the time. But I think I'm getting to the stage now where, and Max said this, there's one reason I genuinely believe why Matt doesn't show us his trades. Now, when you teach someone something, you use a set format. If you go to college or university or school or whatever, that subject has been thought about and planned out, and it's taught in a certain way. So when you teach something, it has a certain format and you follow that format. You have to do it that way. Now, when you get experience, you open up and develop your own way and your own style. And I think that when Mac doesn't show us his trade, it's because a lot of times he doesn't follow his own rules. Why? Because he's developed and experienced enough to be able to do what looks right to him. And I think I'm getting to that level where I think maybe I need to just, if I like something, just take it. It's something I've not necessarily tried, but I think it's probably right. I do see things happening. I don't know how many times I say we have that leg up like that, and then we have a little bit of sideways at a slight angle and another leg, and it works, but I never do anything about it. So maybe at some point, but what I don't want to do is think, oh, I'm good enough to do my own thing. Because I'm not. But am I experienced enough to start thinking for myself? I think I am. I think it's something that I need to maybe at least try. See, that the trouble with me sometimes, as you know, I get a bit hyper sometimes, and I took a trade there. Now, what I would say is I'm probably best, and that was right on the open, literally within a minute or two of the open. And I've said sometimes I get a little bit too excited when the open, the nerves and the butterflies, and I jump. So I think that is teaching me that trade there. I mean, it could have gone up, but it didn't. You know, in a nice uptrend, a trade like that would probably work. But at the time, what I should have done is join the dots, basically. And if I'd have joined the dots, I wouldn't have taken that one. So that's a lesson I've learned, another lesson. And I've made them mistakes before. I've gone long here and a lovely second entry long, and what I've missed is the bigger picture. So, okay, that's fine. Mistake. Every time you make these mistakes, it makes a little dent in your memory bank, and next time you go to look for something like that, you just check, you know, that. But yes, I'll make mistakes like this, but I think overall I've proved I can build accounts. But because I gave up work and employment, I'm relying too much on the money. And although I've had payments maybe 5 months out of 8 or 9, I've taken them when they've been a few $1,000s rather than giving them a chance to grow. And I think it's probably natural when you first... I don't know how many people I see saying, oh, I've hit $2,000 a year, I'm taking out $2,000. And it's great and it is exciting and you want to make money. But ultimately... It's all part of the journey. You've got to make those mistakes and learn from them. And when you take the payments and you're literally left with $500, chances are you're going to blow it. You know, 9 times out of 10, maybe 9.5 times out of 10, you're going to blow it because you've got no room. You know, and especially when you've got this in your head. Okay, it doesn't matter if I blow it. I've taken $2,000. I've now got $2,000 to buy 2 accounts. So. I think taking money too early is a part of it. I think most people do it. But I've come to the conclusion now I need to let these accounts grow. Sorry. And the only way I do that is to go back to work part-time, which is what I'm doing. And then I can just allow my focus. But yeah, I am going to make stupid mistakes like that. But, you know, I corrected that mistake there. But yeah, not a good... penguin trade by far. It's only one attempt to go lower, but in my opinion, a solid max trade. I'll be surprised if a lot don't take that because we've had this channel, we've had a break of it, and we've had a new low, and not only that, we've had a bottoming pattern. Boom, boom, boom. It's hit that 3 times, and what happened? Pushed up quickly through the EMA, come back, and now it's working. Second entry long, I wouldn't take that normally. I tend to not take the first break. But the way we've had this bar and the way that's finishing, for me, that's saying, okay, 1 leg up. This is played out. Now we're making another leg up and there's a higher low. So I think that's a solid trade, which is why I took it. So I think what I'm going to have to do, whether I think it's Pats or Max, or maybe it's just something I like that I've seen happen many times before. I think I'm just going to have to take what I feel is right to take. At some point, you've got to take the stabilizers off and step out yourself, haven't you? But he's right in his email, whenever I look at a trade, straight away I think, what if it loses? If it loses, people are going to say you should have taken it because of this. And they're right in a lot of cases, but sometimes I just feel like it's a good trade, but I leave it alone. So I think I need to grow some balls. Maybe take a few decisions myself. And I think that's why Mac doesn't show us his trades, because I think many of his trades, people will go, hold on a minute, that's not what you teach us. You know, Mac's been doing it over 25 years. You know, he's got to teach us a certain way. You can't just go, well, I do that because that usually works. I do a bit of this. You know, there's so many different elements to Mac's, the way Mac trades. You know, you couldn't teach that in a life. You'd need 25 years to teach it, but you need to give somebody... you know, sort of the basics, a core to work and develop around. So I took it, it worked, and it made up for that stupid trade because I'm where I basically was. That was a stupid trade, that was. I've said to myself, I don't usually trade the first 15 minutes because you get a little bit excited. It wasn't a massive rest of that one anyway. What was that? So it was about 1.5. 0.75, something like that, and I got out about the same. So I'm the same up basically. So I like that trade. I think that was a nice trade. That I'll be surprised if most of the traders on Pats don't take that. So if I see a real nice trade like that, I don't take them anymore, but I jump on them like, you know, like free money's floating past my face. That's an indication we're now pushing up, and we've had that one leg, so you can expect it to pretty much make a second leg. And I don't even mind if there's not enough room to the highs. They tend to. It's a trade that, again, that rarely fails. So yeah, I think at some point you've got to step out the mold, haven't you, and start to think for yourself. And it's, yeah, I think it's something that happens naturally. You just feel it's time. So maybe I'm getting to that time now where I need to grow some and grow up a bit, and maybe start making. You know, I think in all honesty, I'm my own worst critic, really. In all fairness, but I think I do try and cut corners and take stupid risks sometimes. And I wonder why I'm struggling sometimes. So I think I need to just grow up a little bit. And at my age. And just take my time a little bit. Because I do feel like I've hit the bottom now, and I'm maybe working up now to start to get some, I wouldn't say consistency, but making money. Scrappily, but making it, if that makes sense. Pats wise, your trade was a no-brainer. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I can see them all day long straight away, which is why I didn't even bother putting an order and I just hit the buy, because for me, that's going to make another leg. That one, I mean, if we got a massive trend up from nowhere, that one would probably work most of the time, but same again, lack of experience and making a stupid mistake. Touch. Why the hell would you go along there? That's just pure stupidity. So I've just fallen. I've just made a mistake there. Inexperienced trader. So I'm just going to we've got a channel down there to break. I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, make a cup of tea. My daughter's just walked in from school, so I'm just going to say hello. So I'm down. I'm back to where I was. So all good. So yeah, I'm just going to take a quick 5 minutes, and I will be back. Okay. Channel down, made one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. That might be a what's it, but it's very short term, that isn't it? It's very short. A little bit congested there. I have a feeling we may go a bit sideways here. It's a little bit uncertainty here, I think, at the moment now. What are we doing? Are we continuing down? Or are we actually now finally starting to move back up? So let's take a break. Okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes, make a quick cup of tea, and I'll be back with you. Okay. I'm back. Right, what's going on here? Why are you not moving? There we go. Okay, so break new low. 2 legs up. Okay, that's why. That makes it a bit bigger. Okay, leg down, break new low. Yeah, okay. Okay, so maybe that isn't. Maybe that isn't right. Yeah, okay. I don't think so. We had a break new low, push up 1 leg up. Yeah, it's just still a bit unclear, really. I'm just trying to think whether it is maybe making a bigger channel. I'm a bit uncertain. Possible. It's a bit too early, really, because in all fairness, it could still range a bit. Let's just put that like that. Divvy. Hold on a minute. Let's just put that like that. We touch there. So there's a possibility that there could be a bit of something. It's complex. Okay. Yeah, see, possible channel, but normally it's supposed to hit it 3 times before it's a channel. Well, it's a bullish bar there. Trouble is, we've got a leg and a break, so going long there is, even though it might, so this might be a break from here and then maybe a push up. Who knows? What's the 10,000 chart telling us? Not a lot. Leg. Yeah, it's just ranging really at the moment, isn't it, in all fairness? I think it probably is. Probably are better off just putting something like that for now. Okay, touch there, a few times there. I mean, whether it is working in this area or not, I don't know. But it's clearly going sideways at the moment. Obviously, we had that attempt to go higher, and we had that move up, and then sort of a couple of legs back, another move. But it's whether it'll continue up or not, I don't know. It's looking like it's likely to come down here again. Sure. Yeah, someone on the forum, on the Discord is taking a trade with a stop. I won't name no names. In fact, let's do it properly. Where they taking it around about here somewhere, just below, showing 24 points, ticks. About there. With some more profit up here. So it does look like the bars are getting a bit, maybe losing some momentum. So see, that's the good thing about going for pats. Is obviously the profit's 1-to-1 here. It's more profit, but more of a stop. So there is more room for manoeuvre there. Normally, a max would be less than half of that. I mean, half of that is what, 3 points. It's not often you get 3-point risk with max. It's usually around about what's the ATR? Okay, so the ATRs, let's call it 2. So it'd be 2.5 point risk. Which is about 10 ticks, isn't it? That's more than double that, see? So you do have more room for a pullback. So whether it'll take the stop up, I know. But it does give you, if you took the order there, and in all fairness, it does look like it's working there. So is it penguin? I don't know. We've got a leg down. Maybe one attempt to go lower, maybe. But then obviously it's looking bullish there, isn't it? So whoever it is that's taking the trade is taking it there, thinking, okay, we've given it plenty of time to start working. Where are we likely to get? Probably up the top here. In all fairness, they've probably gotten there a bit earlier than that, a touch earlier. And that's probably a touch lower, yeah. So yeah, they're out before the top. So the good thing is, if you're taking it here, you have got, quite a bit for it to come back, to then push up a bit higher. So whether this stop's going to get hit, I think it's looking more and more likely. But after a pullback, but good drop like that, obviously the further it goes down, the more chance it's got then working up a bit. So then you'll get away from your stop. But I do like the fact that you're going for a bit more profit, but then you risk. See, normally, I mean, if I was trading, I wouldn't trade 2 contracts. I usually trade 2 contracts. I'd be trading 1 contract on that, which then cuts that in half. So that's then the equivalent of 3 points, as opposed to 6. Is it going to break below there? See, the good thing about that is it's quite a bounce off the bottom, and a lot of times it will come down and it won't hit it. In fact, let's leave that there, because as soon as I move it, it's gonna. Let's have a look. Okay, so there, order there. Their stops there. They're safe at the moment. See, so whether it will come down to here or not, I don't know. But having it on a nice big bullish bar, when it's clearly going sideways, often that stops. The integrity of that stops stays intact. And in all fairness, you may even draw that like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's put that like that. Okay, that's quite a stable, relatively stable looking bottom. I mean, who knows whether it'll come down any lower. Let's just put another one down there. It's all right, I just take interest in what this person's done and whether it's going to work. Maybe this, now it's triggered below there, might turn into a higher level. We may at least get to the EMA. Once we get to the EMA, then I think we got a good coming off this bottom. We've got a good chance of getting further up then. That's your entry is 5 ticks higher than the entry 4404. I've not entered, bud. Greek trader. Your entry is 5 ticks higher. Entry. Your entry is 5 ticks higher. Is 44,475. I don't know. Let me have a look. Have you taken the trade? Have you? No, you haven't. Have a look. No. I'm not sure what you mean there, but I'm not in this anyway. I was just marking. I'm just looking at the Discord, the person that's taken the trade on the Discord, and I was just putting the same markings in just to see if they were they got stopped out in the end. Unfortunately, no, I haven't taken the trade there, mate. I'm just I'm looking at the Penguins Discord, and someone's taken a trade. I know that. Your dong get this trade. You'll move your. Say again. I know that your dong get this trade. But more your risk reward indicator fine ticks lower. It's a winning trade. I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. I apologise. I'm sure it's doing, not dong, isn't it? I know that you're doing get this trade. Now, what I was doing is whoever's taken the trade in the forum, in the Discord, I was just marking where they got their trade just to see if it was going to hold, that's all. So you reckon your risk reward indicator fine ticks, you mean 5 ticks lower? That there, 5 ticks lower. Okay, I'll tell you what, I think that's what you mean. 5 ticks lower, so 5 ticks, so there's 5 ticks. 19 ticks. Yeah, okay. So I know what you're saying. Okay, I've added on 5 ticks onto there, so you think that'll hold. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I was just marking where they'd marked it just to see if it held. Mind you, is this going to hold? I don't know. So, let me have a look. Yeah, see, from a the entries. Oh, I see. 5 ticks lower. Right, but the trouble is, your stop still goes below there, then, doesn't it? In which case, that stopped out. If that's what you mean, yeah. So, okay, so let me have a look. See if lower 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 about here, yeah. But surely, from a penguin point of view, he'd put his stop below that bar there, yeah? Which makes it irrelevant anyway. Oh, I see what you mean. Got you, the trade would have won. I see what you mean. Sorry, mate. I forgot that it hit it, yeah. I suppose it depends when you get in there. When do you get in there? I mean, really, if you were going to take it, surely, really... Let me have a look. You would take it lower than that still, surely. Would you take it there? Above that one there? Because that bar is pushed. So we got, what, 2 bullish, relatively bullish bars in a row, and it's closed above the EMA. So if you're going to take that, probably that would be your place, wouldn't it? In which case, you're comfortably out. I mean, even if you I hate that. Even if you decided to move that a little bit, yeah, it would have to be there, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would have to be around about the close of that body. But if you were going to take that as, yeah, probably somewhere around there, maybe even around about there, maybe 1 tick above there. If you've got a bullish bar here, and then you've got another bullish bar, then you got another bullish bar above the EMA, and then that tends to push. So maybe there, but yeah, I see what you mean. You'd be comfortably out. It doesn't matter about this then, does it? Yeah. See, I'm trying to understand this trade being a trade that Penguin would take. So we got looks like a bit of a channel, and we've got a drop. So maybe 1 attempt to go lower, 2nd attempt to go lower, maybe. Is that a little bit too small for Penguin? Wouldn't the moves be a bit more? Maybe something like this. 1 attempt, maybe 1 attempt to go lower to. I don't know. I mean, the proof's of the pudding. I'll see if he takes it later, doesn't he? If he takes that one, be interesting to see if he take it. I took that trade for 3 points. Yeah, that's 1 leg down. Yeah, it is 1 leg down, isn't it? It's not really, but as we chatted about earlier, do you make a decision to take a trade yourself based on what you can see? If you see this as a leg down, what does it do there? It goes bounce, bounce, and then a higher bounce. A bullish bar, very bullish bar, is your lowest. So maybe a leg down and a leg down. Is it likely to go higher? If it pushes above the EMA there, I think, yeah, it's likely to go higher. Is it a penguin trade? Probably not. But that person might have been taking it as a trade that looks like it's going to work. So, you know, yeah, it's just one of those things, is it? Yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, I get what you're saying there. Yeah, if you'd have come a bit early, you'd have been out before that hit anyway, wouldn't you? Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah. So you took it for 3 points. So obviously you got your points, didn't you, Bud? Yeah. So Clay, you're on the. You are on there, aren't you? Yeah. How long have you been trading for, Bud? Just out of curiosity. 10,000 tick chart looks bullish. I'm just looking at that now. Shit. I'm just looking at it now. Funny, if we got this leg down. See, that's looking bearish there, isn't it? So we got the leg down, yeah. Okay, we try to go once, try to go twice, push below the EMA. Is that a good trade out before the lows? I have my own trading style from PT and scalping. Yeah, okay. Yeah. See, okay, so we got a let's think about penguin style. So we got a leg down there, okay? We got a break. Let's say if we draw this like this, for argument's sake. Let's put that like that, say, yeah. Okay, so we've got leg down, break, new low. Try to go once, try to go twice. Failure, that pushes through. So maybe he would take that maybe on a limit order as it's pushed through. So maybe around here on a limit order. Okay, so let's say that for argument's sake. This is slightly bigger scale because it's 27 ticks. That's not small. I saw him take 31 ticks every day. Okay, so that's worked. Or it's about to. Yeah, it has. Okay, so that to me on the 10,000 tick chart looks like a penguin. We got a leg down, we had a break, new low, trying to go once in the way of one leg, two leg, came back, tried to go high. Second time, didn't quite get as high, and then pushed through the EMA. So from a penguin point of view, maybe if you take that there, having that 10,000 tick chart in front of you helps distinguish the picture a little bit more. So if we're going short, just above 4405. So let's have a look at it on this chart. So 4405 is that's quite a bit further down, isn't it? So 4405 would be there. Okay, so we got this leg down. Try go once, try go twice. When you push through the EMA, I don't think that's a bad place to take a trade, is it? Once you push through, there's no fear of you going higher there. So if you did take that, it'd be interesting to see. I'm just going to put a couple of marks. Maybe after that one, maybe. What's the risk? 20. You're comfortably out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that on my chart. So let's put a green thing there and just put missed, so I've got some reference when I come back later, and I'll have a look. So if I put that, so okay, so I'll put that there. So it'd be interesting to see if he takes that, because regardless of this bigger picture, we got a leg down, two legs of correction, another leg down, trying to go once, trying to go twice, push below the EMA. You expect to get down out before these lows. You're comfortably out even before those lows. So I pinged you in Discord with a screenshot. Let me have a look. How did you ping me? Where do I look? Let me have a look. How do I check? Oh, 3 messages. Is that me? That one. I don't know. As soon as I click on my name, I find Discord a bit confusing, to be fair. I haven't spent a lot of time on it. You pinged me twice. Yeah, so that makes sense, doesn't it? So we got a leg down there. Forget all this. Let's draw. So this is a leg, regardless of whether it looks or whatever. That's a leg, okay? So let's make that a different colour. Let's go a bit darker. Okay, so there's a leg. Yeah. So it's like, I like that we got a measured move up to this. So we got one push up. We came back, had a second push up, fell. It didn't get quite as high, which is a good sign. And then we had a big bearish bar there, a little bit more sideways, another bearish bar. So regardless of where you take this, and then just the way that reacted clearly made the points, whatever, didn't it? But yeah, that's the thing about, and it's just getting your head around this. We got a leg down. It tried to push up twice. And what happened is we had a big bearish bar, a little bit of a pullback, and another bearish bar. And once it goes through the EMA, I mean, even if you take it there, in all fairness, as long as you get out before these lows, that's what Penguin would say. And 24 ticks isn't a lot, really. I saw him take a 31 tick one the other day, and you're out comfortably before the lows. 8 a.m. time I got my point off and started my day. Have a go. Yeah, you too, Ryan. Take it easy, pal. Take it easy, brother. So yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes you've got to wait and give it that bigger picture. And the bigger picture clearly tells you after that pulled a push down. We made 2 attempts to go higher, push through. So I need to look more big scale. But even if that does come back, you've got a huge area here for it to make a pullback and try again before it fails. Double bottom here, yeah. So it's clearly playing a point, that, isn't it? So yeah. Okay, so it's interesting that. Anyway, I'm kind of glad we had that conversation because yeah, I see you on there now. You've got the what's it, your Mario. I see it now. I can't see where you've pinged me, mate. I don't know how the altar. What's that up there? Inbox? Is that it? Accept. I got you. I got you. There we go. So I've not spent a lot of time on Penguin. Yeah, got you. Got you. Did anybody else take that trade? Let me have a look. I don't think anybody did they? Trouble is, sometimes before you realise what's happened, they've already happened. So you've just got to try and think bigger picture, haven't you? Bigger picture. And leg down, made 1 attempt to go higher, a second attempt to go higher. And I think the indicator then is the big bearish bar, a little bar, and another bearish bar, and then maybe jumping in here. That makes sense, doesn't it? That makes sense. And it reacted nicely. Did what it was supposed to do. So it worked nicely, that is. So be interested to see if Penguin takes that. I'll be surprised if he doesn't. Let me just get this out of the way. Trades. Let's have a little look. Actually, he took one down here as well. Right, his last post was about here. He took one. That's that one leg down. Yeah, he took that one, which is surprising. Now that is lower high, so perhaps he does take, because it wouldn't be a typical Penguin trade, would it? No, it wouldn't. He took that bar there. That is more max, isn't it? So even, I think, if he sees something in clear downtrend, I think, you know, experiences tells him, because he originally traded Pats, experience is telling him that he should be probably going short there. Let me just try and sort this out a minute, because I've got the channel after channel in there. I'm just going to push this up out of the way. That's a bit clearer. There we go. Touch it. Yeah, that kind of works, doesn't it? And then we got that. Whether there's a bigger channel there, I don't think it matters. Leg up, new No. Sometimes you're better off not doing a channel because then you think, okay, we better push up, we've had a break. So you're not looking to go long there. If you draw that bigger channel, you're looking to go long to make a new high. But we've had a push up, 2 legs back, higher low, new high. So that's fine. So that's played out really nice, actually. So, okay, so we're reacting off here. So 1 leg back, 2 legs back.
Order
I think
filled.
that's okay. Bounce, bounce, higher, low. Let's get this right. So this is more of a max, isn't it? It's more max, that is. Let's get rid of that. That's more max. We've had 1 leg down, we had a bounce. Bounced a bunch of lines. We need to get above that bar there. If we get above that bar, I think we're okay. 404, 5. What am I doing? 6. I want to come out at 6 for 2 points. Or is that going to get trapped? We need to get above that bar there. Just going for a couple of points here. This is a case of I need to think on my feet. It is a failure, and what I like about it, it's a second entry short. There's probably going to be some shorts there. If we can get above there, I think that's okay. But we need to get above that bar and trap out possible shorts. Come on. There we go, we're above it. That's good. So I expect to make my points now, I think. It is a failure. It's a trap short. We've come off this bottom, so I think it's okay. I'm just going to let that one play out. It's a 3.5 point risk, which is quite large. But it is quite bullish. I'm going to go for 2.5 points here because it's quite a big risk. Let's just get rid of those. We've bottomed out here, and it is a failure, and it's a higher low if you count it from there. It's nice and bullish. Did trap some shorts there, I would have said. Second entry short, but what's it doing now? See. Leg down, leg down. Am I better off putting that below there and then moving that up as a penguin? Maybe one attempt to go lower, maybe a second attempt to go lower than that. Let's do it as a penguin. Okay, I'm below the low there, so we'll see what happens. Where's the colour gone from here? Pushed up strongly through the EMA. No, this is going to go against me. This is. I'm just wondering if we're not finished with going down. Yeah, it might be risky. Leg down, we had a break. One attempt to go lower, maybe a second attempt to go lower. That may be the trade, I don't know anyway. Let's just get rid of that. I've put the trade anyway, which is missed. I'm in anyway, there's nothing I can do now. I've just got to let it go and learn, haven't I? Break. New low. With a break. Make one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. If that pushes up strongly through the EMA, that might be the trade anyway. We'll see. But I'm in anyway. It's about getting in and learning, isn't it? I'm just trading this on an evaluation, which I've had for a week or so. So it's one evaluation, that's all. So it's by the by, really. So. I'm below the tick of the low of the day anyway, so we'll see. We'll see. I notice you do not use overnight lows, overnight highs. No. Right, so what you're saying is I've gone into the overnight lows there. Yeah, okay, that's another thing I need to pay attention to. I do hear penguins say that there. The first thing he says when it's open, there's our overnight highs, there's our overnight lows, and I've just gone long into the overnight lows. Yeah, I have. That is the overnight lows, isn't it? See what happens. See if I get lucky. Leg up, leg up. I suppose the one saving grace is we've bounced off here and pushed that, and we've bounced off here a few times. We've come down a bit lower, so we'll see what happens. You've got to learn, haven't you? Yeah, I do need a mentor. Who do you suggest, Benji? Anybody knows what they're doing, mate? I'm happy. I'm not proud. I'll you know, I've got no issues with listening to people. A penguin guy would be nice if I could have him. But yeah, I see what you're saying there. But yeah, I've gone long right into the overnight lows. I do hear him say that. That's probably one of the first things he says. There's our overnight highs, there's our overnight lows, and I've just gone long into that. And it is looking like it's coming down, isn't it? So I've got to rely on a bit of luck here. Just wondering if we are starting to work down now. One attempt to go higher, two attempt to go higher. It looks like this is the way down, doesn't it? Benji is great, is he? Okay, Benji, I'm all yours, mate. So I've got to rely on a bit of luck here then. Too choppy now, yeah. Someone's gone short there, from there, down, try to go once, try to go twice, maybe.
Order filled.
There we go, smash straight through me. Oh, what's gone on here? Oh, I'm out. So that didn't work, there we go. Do look like we're going down now, don't we? Let's have a look. And there was a lower high there, wasn't there? So we had a leg down, try to go once, try to go twice. Where would the trade be? Let me have a look. That's the thing, sometimes below there you could get in early. Where would your stop be there? So I could
Order submitted.
get a limit order there, here, if it comes back before it gets out. Let's see if it... That's the beauty of this. You could... it might come back and get you on a limit order. Push down, try to go once, try to go twice. Failure. Do you wait for that second one and put it there? Yeah, I'm playing on an valuation I had anyway, so if it loses, I'm not really bothered so much. Let's see if this comes back and gets me. Before it hits that. Push down, break new low, try to go once, try to go twice, push strongly through the EMA, and a lower high. It's going to come out here, so yeah, I got trap going the other way.
Order cancelled.
Let's forget that. Right, let's have a look. Okay, it does look like we're going to get this other measured leg down, doesn't it? If we can get back to here. So we've had this, whatever it is. Could be something like that. One leg up, two legs up. One leg down, two legs down. Let's have a look. So that didn't turn into a bad trade after all, did it? I don't think. Okay. Yeah, so someone took that. Yeah, I think we're still bearish again, aren't we? Might end up being something like that at the end of the day. Leg. Yeah, leg down, triangle once, triangle twice. I don't think that was a bad trade, actually. He took a higher low peng we did anyway, so I'm going to put that and just see if he takes it. Let's get that. Yeah. Could get really right down, couldn't we? Yeah, that would have been a nice entry there, in all fairness. Worked lovely, that. So Benj is quite experienced then, is he? The trouble is, I see all these people on there, but I know in Pats, I know certain people that the more experienced traders. So Benj is the guy to keep an eye on, is he? Okay, touch. See what happens here. I just wonder if there's a bit of a spike in channel there. Yeah, he's great. Did you see the training document he shared? He shared it yesterday. I saved it. In fact, I thought about that this morning, actually. Because it's on a page, isn't it? I saved it as favourites. Let me see if I can find it. Let me have a look. Favourites. Yeah, that's the one there, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I've still got that one. Oh. Damn, what have I done? Oh. I don't know, deleted the thing. Sorry about that. It opened it up and it got rid of, what's it? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got it. I'll have a look at that. I might print it out, actually. Okay, so touch maybe a spike and channel. It just fits a bit better at the bottom, that does. So channel down, so trying to push up there once. Just shared your link. That says chat Benji. Hope that's okay. Just shared your link in Lance's chat. For some reason, Clay, you can't share anything here. I don't quite know why. We got a leg up break. Where does he trade? Benji. Is that what you're on about, Art? Is it on the Discord? The Discord. Penguins Discord. Yeah, he's just got in PT. Makes a bit. Yeah, PT's Discord channel with us. Yeah. You got to pay $29.99, which is not a lot in all fairness. Okay, second entry short there. It's looking.
Order
just
submitted.
as a trade. I like that.
Order submitted.
Get me, come on. Touch. Push up, lower high. I like that just as a trade, just as a Pat's trade. Let's get out before the bottoms. Touch. 950, 650, 750, 850, 950. Only paid once and still have access to you, really? Oh, that's useful to know. I'd say we're likely to have this second leg down, so I might hold on to this a bit. Leg down. Try and go one side, twice. I don't know. Get out of the lows. Yeah. I like to get out just at the body before there, but might make me a couple $100 out this. Some of it back, but I like the trade anyway. We're clearly touch. Let's get out of here.
Order filled.
$100. Yeah, I like the trade. It's worth a couple of points in it. It might come down a bit, but you just never know, do you? I like that though. We've had a push up, we've had a break, and a lower high. That's worth a couple of points. That. So there's a couple of points back of that bigger loss anyway. So that's the type of trade. It might not be a penguin, but it's a trade that just looks like it's going to work. Looks like a spike and channel. It's working kind of nice. So that's what I mean. Sometimes I'm just going to take a trade if it looks right. That came down for 2.25 points. I got for 2 points. So, there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. What I try and do, and I've noticed this, I try and get out before the last of the body finishes, not necessarily the wicks. This just might be a bit of a pullback, but clearly looks like it's working down again, doesn't it? Have a look. Yeah, see, we got this. However you think this leg down, it looks like a couple of attempts to go higher, A couple of legs of correction. Last attempt to go higher, push down strongly, and I'd say I think it's likely to at least get down to here, possibly even lower. I wouldn't be shocked if it breaks past then, just continues on down. I thought about holding it, but you know, when you're down a bit sometimes, but sometimes it's worth holding on. I mean, yesterday, if you'd have took a trade during yesterday, and you know, once it started doing this, that one there, I'd have held on to that one, and if you would have held on to that one, where would you come down here? Maybe to here. You'd have probably got taken out around about here, 12 to 15 points. But once it's doing that, when you can see it doing that on a big downtrend, they're the times. I mean, obviously after that, and back up here in a lower high, that's the type of trade I'm going to hold on to. Going back to that decision making, sometimes you've got to use what sort of experience you've got, look at the market and make a decision, and sometimes it's worth holding on to stuff. I do expect this to come down, but whether it's going to come up here or not, but that it's a comfortable short, that I think. I don't think no issues with it. We've got to trade in the break, lower high below the EMA. It's a comfortable trade for me, that. You only paid once and still have access, do you really? Yeah, because at the end of the day, the videos in the on his website don't play. I can't get them to play, really. So I watch his ones on YouTube, and obviously the Discord's sort of the valuable thing, isn't it? But we'll see. I might not pay again, see what happens. So look, yeah, that went for, yeah, certainly 2 points. I think it'll go low. It's just push a little bit of sideways, maybe a tick back, and then down some more, I think. But I think this is where I think it's time to just make a decision and take a trade, rather than is it Pats, is it Penguins? You know, maybe it's just me. Someone else is taking a trade there. Where are they out? Let me have a look. Ticky Tack? Ticky Tack. I've heard that name before. Ticky Tack. Ticky Tack. I think that person, Ticky Tack, was with a gorilla. I'm sure I've heard him say that name. Okay, so their points. Yeah, they took their stops break even now, so they've got 39 something. Yeah, they've got a point down, some down here and some down here. Out before that measured leg anyway. So this to me looks like it's just going to continue down. So maybe I should have held on to it. But I guarantee myself 2 points. There is a possibility it could make another. It's always possible that it's like in the range, and this might just be, you know, but the way it just pushed up and dropped out that bottom there near the range, the bottom of the range is a good reason to, you know, to trade. Yeah, see, that to me just it's got good trade written all over it. Love where it finishes, and same with that one. I love it when a bar hugs the body of it, hugs the underside of the EMA. It's got all over it there. We're continuing down all over that bar. I obviously got trapped. I should have noticed that, actually. I could have sort of reversed it, but you've got to find this guy's name. It's too funny. We're at the bottom of the second leg from this morning's open. Look at that. So interesting to see what it does there, whether it triggers that and comes back down, or whether it pushes up. Which is why sometimes you're better off just get your points and get out almost to the tick. At the bottom of the second leg from this morning's open. Oh, look at that. What's going to go on there? Wow, look at that. Is that going to hold? I had my stop here. I'm quite glad I got out, really. That's what I mean. 1 minute you're thinking, oh, this is just, we know where this is going. Then all of a sudden, look at that. Will it hold? Okay, we'll leg down, try to go on. If this pushes through the EMA, I'm jumping all over this. because that is a penguin trade. If that pushes strong below the EMA and closes, got leg down, one attempt to go higher, two attempts to go higher, I might jump in this. Let's see if it pushes below the EMA. It is moving quick, so it's making me a bit nervous, but almost the tick, yeah. See what happens. So, legs down, one attempt to go higher, two attempts to, and it hasn't broken above there yet. So I'm just wondering
Order submitted.
whether to put that down here somewhere and see what happens. Trouble is, I don't want it to hit me and then move back up, so let's forget that.
Order cancelled.
I'm just going to hit the sell button. Let's see where it finishes. If it closes below the EMA, and bearish, I'll take that. My finger's shaking. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. It might give us playroom. Sometimes you think you've got a rush, sometimes you've got room. But let's have a look at that. It's on the EMA, so I'm going to wait a bit. Let's get a sell order ready submitted. Just in case. In fact.
Order cancelled.
Let's have a look at this. So, leg down. Try go once. Go twice. In other words, 1, 2, 3. It's actually a, you could call that a triple test, really, couldn't you? 1, 2, 3. Triple test. I think it's best to wait for it to close below the EMA because 1, 2, 3. Because it could. If we get a lower high here below the EMA, I'll take that. Possible second entry short, triple test. If that breaks above then, sells quickly. Let's see if there's any sell orders, because sometimes there'll be sell orders and then you'll just get a quick dump, but it doesn't look like it's going to do that. No, I wasn't expecting that. Surprise, surprise. Okay, leg up, leg up. It might just obviously then push down. Do you know what? Let's have a look at that. I think this is a two-tiered channel. Remove, touch, there. Might be a two-tiered channel. Leg up, leg up. If we get something nice and bearish below the EMA here, leg and leg. We'll see if that holds there. Shift to a bullish trend. Yeah, maybe. It's hard to say at the moment. It's gone a bit choppy, isn't it? So let's see what happens here. Leg and a leg. See if it closes bearish and then pushes down, maybe for a lower high or something. Second entry long on your chart. Second entry long. Okay. See, I can't think about longs at the moment, in all honesty, because we've had this big push down, a couple of legs of correction, and it's still working down. I'm not saying it's not gonna, but at the moment, what do you do? It's going a bit choppy in all fairness at the moment. Let's get rid of this colour, it's stressing me out a bit. Let's get rid of this bigger one as well. Let's tidy the chart up a bit. Benji, is that message for me, bud? Lance has a chat. That's definitely okay with me. Is that okay? What you're saying, you're okay you want me to share it or something? Is that what you're saying? I'm not sure what you mean there, bud. Whether that's to me or my that's to me. Lance has a chat. It's definitely okay with me. How I get the price? Yeah, that Tiki Tack. I recognise that name. The second leg starts at the top of your range. The second leg. Are you on about leg and a leg? Is that what you mean? You're about there, are you? Yeah. I thought we had that on. Did I just have that and get rid of it or not? Can't have done, did I? I don't know. I still knew. Yeah, I thought so. He did. Tiki Tack. I've heard him say your name. Famous. Yeah, right to the nearest tick. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right to the nearest tick. It's uncanny, isn't it? If you think these markets are random, they're far from it, really, aren't they? Okay, leg up, leg up. Are we going to continue on higher? That's the key. Measured leg has played out. A lot of times when a measured leg played out, it will go in the opposite direction, but it is still quite bearish, so who knows? I just can't bring myself to take in longs just at the moment. That's Gorilla Style. Yeah. For some reason, I had a trader buddy of mine. I had a chat with him about a week and a half ago, and he said to me he was going to join up, and he paid. Yeah, so there's a failure there, but I think that's a trap personally. I wouldn't take that because the overall bias is down at the moment still. So whether this is going to change or not, I don't know. You don't have to wait. I don't know. I think that's a trap. It is a failure. See, what I'm seeing is we've got a leg and a leg. We got a leg and a leg. Let's see what happens. Let me have a look at this. No, you have to wait. Yeah. Right, yeah. I think really a higher low maybe or a second entry. That's just more of a first entry really if you look at it like that, isn't it? I suppose. I've gotten a trades like that first before, and not only that, you get another bearish bullish bar. Look at that, saying, "Oh yeah, look at me now." Not only one but two, and it triggers you, and it drops like a stone. It's market's uncanny, really. It teases you. If you're not willing to go long there, it gives you another one, another bullish bar. Look at that, and then when you go, "Oh sod it, I'll buy it," comes down. I mean, it might rock it up, but these areas where I've got trapped before, I tend to stay out of now. I've learnt my lesson. It may work, but in my opinion, it's a risky trade taking that and that. Set some stuff on here. Just a bit too early. I hate it when it does that. It's almost definitely going to take that stop out. Market's a bugger, I tell you what. They say the market's not out to get you. It's not personal. Bloody feels personal. No, he's offline now. He says he keeps trading. He said he keeps trading 1 month ago. No, a trader buddy of mine paid the $99 the other day, and later in the evening he got his money refunded and an email saying he stopped trading for a while, which I don't quite know why. So I don't know why. I liked him. I liked his attitude to it. He talked a lot about the psychological side. So that might be a second entry long, but still, I'm just not interested in it. It just doesn't look right to me. He was selling his course off his Discord membership. So yeah, it was $800, wasn't it? It was a lot of money, that was. It's a lot of money, $800. Considering Mac, you get about 6 years, 7 years of Mac for that, don't you? Yeah, I think this is going to come down a bit more. I certainly think it's going to take out the stops, really, those. But that's how the market works. See, it teases you. And if you don't buy it, what does it do? It gives you another bullish bar. And then you think, oh, there's 2 in a row. Oh, I can't miss this. And what happens? You buy it and it stops you out. Yeah, $800 is a lot, actually. Because to be fair, he's trading max, but just on a slightly... I think the Gorilla's system is more similar to the Penguin system than max. I think it's both slightly on a bigger scale, I think. But yeah, $800, a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I mean, considering Mac charges you $125 for a year, it's like from one extreme to the other. I think Mac's... it's a small amount to pay, I got to say. Yeah, it's $800. Still $800, I think. Oh, he's taken it down. Ah, interesting. He has stopped trading. I'm surprised, actually. Yeah, his domain's even gone. He's got rid of his domain. Strange. Okay, what's going on here? So look, it's very choppy, isn't it? So I've got a channel down there. One attempt to go higher, 2 attempts to go higher. Glad I didn't take that one. Channel up. What? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I think it started at $99 and then went up to $800. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It sounds like he was just trying to kill it and make a bit of money out of it, but actually, do you know what? If you took that trade there, you're still in there. If you stop still there, if you think we're going down. So I mean, sometimes when you get these real good indicators we're going lower, they hold really well, actually. 1, 2, 3. Leg and a leg. That was more like a leg and a leg. Yeah, it was. That was a nice little measured leg there. So there, there, yeah. Leg, leg. Yeah, it's gone quite choppy. You got it for $99, blooming hell. Is it any good? Is it any good? I'm talking to the ticky-tack. I'm not even sure if he can hear me. Leg down, try go once, try it twice. Okay, so that looks like a leg down with a break. Try go once, try it twice. If this fails and drops down below the EMA, and it's almost like a triple test as well. Now, I want that to go nice and bearish. Try go once, try twice, fail. If that comes nice and bearish and push it, oh, that's bollocks, isn't it? Leg up, leg up. Still not over yet. If that pushes, starts to work down strongly below the EMA. Yeah, I'm gonna have a study of that paper later. I need to focus a bit more on it. Second attempt to fade the overnight low. Good point. There's the overnight low. Right, I need to get that in there. There's the overnight low. Let's make that obvious. Yellow dot. Okay. A bit darker. Okay. Overnight low. So one push up, channel down, break. Right, one try twice. This, and we needed to push through. I kind of like the way it's finished below there. Need to push strongly through the EMA now, and then obviously out before these lows. Let's see. Don't know whether it'll work or not, but yeah, that's one thing I've forgotten to do. Mark the overnight lows, overnight highs. Clearly overnight lows there. Push down, come on. Leg and a leg. Leg up, 2 legs of correction, leg up. Want the measured moves to play out as well. Needs to go bearish now, come on. Red dot for the overnight and green dot it. Overnight low, red dot. Yeah. Trouble is I've got that red dot for the low there, so it doesn't matter, I can make it thicker, can't I? It's going to go, is it going? We go. If I change the colour or not, is it red? I can't tell now it is. Okay, clear the overnight lows. Okay, so that's a good start.
Order
Does
submitted.
it need to push below the EMA? I don't think it does it? Let's see how it finishes. Excuse me. Just got to make sure I got enough room to get out before the lows. No point in jumping in now. I've got to wait for the bar to finish. It could come up and finish bullish, couldn't it? Okay. Channel down with a break. Try to go once, try to go twice. Bounced off the overnight lows and finished in bearish out before the lows. Plenty of time, is it? We'll see. See what happens. See if it finishes.
Order submitted.
Okay. There. Down here somewhere. Okay, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. Okay, channel down, made one attempt to go higher, two attempts to go higher, failure. Big strong push down, so I think that's okay. I think that's okay. We had a measured leg as well, so that played out. So I think we're okay. We bounced off those overnight. I think we're okay. We're out plenty of time before the lows. Okay, I'm in. You do have a little bit more time to think about it as well. Big bearish bar there, big strong push down. That may pull up, but I like the way we've had a leg, two legs of correction, another leg, and then all of a sudden sold strongly. So it's, what is it? 4 3/4. It's 4. It's a 3.5 point risk, which is not massive, so that's okay. Anybody else in on this? Yeah, down, one leg, two leg. I think that's okay. I can't see a problem with that. We're out comfortably before these lows. Dash dot. Are you in on RT? Are you in on this one or not, bud? It's Firebrick, that's why. There we go. Wrong red. Dash dot. Dash dot. On my chart, you entered 8 ticks past the second entry short. Second entry short. You're not in it now. 8 ticks past it. I thought I've got to wait for this one to push strong and then jump in there. I don't know. Second fail attempt. Oh, Benji put second fail attempt off the overnight low. First fail. I think it's okay. We'll see how we get on anyway. I'm not. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you were doing Penguin. Oh, that makes sense. Listen to Marco Friday. Ah, you got you. No, Penguin. That's, I think, where you'd enter with the Penguin. We've had this channel down. We made 1, 2 attempts to fade the overnight low. Big strong bar pushing down. Leg, break, leg, 2 legs back, leg. I think that's okay. I'm out comfortably before the lows, so I think that's okay. Where's my... there we go. Why have I lost the colour there? Seem to have lost some colour there for some reason. Why have I lost that colour? I'll look after. Pullback's fine. That's the beauty of it. You've got plenty of space for a pullback. I don't know why I've lost that colour there. Anchor. What's that? Sort that out later. Penguin is interesting though. Yeah, he is. Leg, we'll see. It's quite choppy actually, isn't it? So it's a bit, you know. Is there a bigger channel working up there? I don't know. If we can get below this bar, I think we're okay. The only way you learn is just to get in there and take it. But it is 2 pushes up, second attempt to fade off the overnight low. The only way you do is get in there. I took it in the right place. I think the trade's okay. You just got to get in and take it, really. That's all you got to do. That's all you can do. If we can break below there, I think that's okay. Just wondering if there is a bigger channel here pushing up. And this is like a... what's it, long? Let's leave it. We need to break below that bar, really. If we can break below that bar, I think we're golden. Leg. That could be a second entry long. We need to come down below there. If we come down below that bar, I'm happy. One more tick. Come on. Get on your tosser. There we go. Brilliant. Leg and leg. Okay. Just got to let it play out now. Cool.
Target filled.
Brilliant. Nicely done. Okay, I'm back to where I was. Excellent. Oh, primo good. Brilliant. Okay, so channel down with a little bit of a break. Made one attempt to go higher. Second attempt to fade the overnight lows. Big strong push down. Okay, it was above the EMA, but I took it around about there, so that's okay. What do you think, Clay? Is that okay? Is that within the realms of a penguin trade? I suppose the only way is to find out whether he took it later. And in all fairness, if I look at the 10,000 tick chart, it's still looking very bearish, isn't it? Push up, leg down, 2 legs up, leg down, leg up, leg down. It's still looking a little bit of sideways, but with prices still, struggling to get above that EMA. So I don't think we're finished off with the downward stuff yet, in all fairness. And it had a lower high. Yeah, it did, didn't it? But yeah, that's more like the type of trade that I see him take. We had this channel down, break, 2 attempts to go higher, failure. I mean, that bar says it all, I think, doesn't it? I would have taken it, but I missed it. Being AFK. AFK. What does that mean, mate? Someone else took it. Benji took it. Did he? Yeah, Benji took it. Yeah, he did. Okay, happy days. Where did he get in? Exactly the same place, I think. Away from the game. Okay, mate. Cool, mate. Nicely done. Okay, so yeah, so I'm pleased with that. Pleased with that one. That one, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Leg down, try go once, try go twice. And usually, if you get that big, I hear this little sound in my head, the penguin say, brush down strongly. And it did really, didn't it? There's no argument there. It's about a 3-point bar, solid red 3-point. Sorry, solid 3-point bar. Okay. So yeah, I think that's okay. It's all right. My wife's just going. That's all. So yeah, okay. Worked nicely. So that's what 14 ticks. So it's not a massive risk either. So 14. Oh yeah, look, plenty out before the bottom. So yeah, all good. So I'm pleased with that one. So that's what 3.5 points. Yeah, great. Benji might get a big flush here. I think you're right, mate. So, I'm just wondering whether we got a leg and another leg down. We may get that bigger one, so let's have a look. 2 legs of correction, so let's try a measured move from there. From there and there. Yeah, it's still looking bearish. You can't argue with that, can you? It's still looking very bearish. Trouble is, when it's stretched out, it's hard to sort of try and line stuff up, isn't it? Let's forget it for now. But yeah, that to me is what I would say a penguin trade looks like. So I just hope he takes it. That's it, Lance. That's PT trade. Yeah, excellent. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? We got a leg down. Whether that break makes difference, I don't know. Made one attempt to go higher. The bit I have missed, which I learned a lesson, is he does say that every day, doesn't he? It's one of the first things he says, trading the tit-type, blah, blah, blah. There's me overnight highs, there's me overnight lows. And look at that. We pushed up once, bounced off it, pushed back again. And how it reacted to it, big, strong push down. So that tells you something. And I got him 1 tick below there, which I think is about as its idea. I suppose you catch it on a limit order, can't you? But you got plenty of room to the lows and in and out nicely. A little bit of a pullback. That's to be expected. When you're going for slightly more points, I mean, if you took a max trade here somewhere, you'd probably be out straight away. But the fact that we're going for a little bit more points. But I kind of like the way it does that, though, because there is a reasonable distance between where you entered and where your stop is. And it has got, time to sort of come back. So, and not only that, I did see, I wish I know his name, the Penguin guy, he took that as a lower high. So he takes max as well. That's a classic max trade. We got a leg down, push back up to touch this, lower high, maybe some bulls trap there. He took that trade just for 1-to-1. So I think he does what he feels looks right. That same with that one for me. That was a really lovely trade. That was, and by the way it reacted, makes perfect sense. We had a push up in the way of 1 leg, 2 legs. We had a break, second entry long, closed above the EMA, another bullish bar, nice higher low. That for me was a good trade. Same again with that one. That worked okay. Where was the stupid one I got in that I lost? I can't remember. I have to have a look. Did I go along here? I can't remember. Yeah, I think I went along off the bottom here, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I went along. Yeah. Okay. And you can see the lower high there. Sometimes if you're quick enough to see that, which I didn't, you could reverse it if you know what's going on. And then obviously, I'm not a fan of reversing it because it takes a tick off you to cancel it and a tick off you. So you lose sort of tick. He did not like max trades because 8-point stop for a 4-point gain. Yeah. See, that's a max trade there. The lower high, and he actually took that trade, but it's a relatively small, what is it, it's 2.25 points, something like that. Out for 1-to-1, you're out before the low, so that's a good trade for 1-to-1, little leg down, lovely little higher low that is, and obviously we're dead bearish, 1 leg up, 2 legs up, push back down, come to this area, and then reversed, push down strongly before the MA, pull back, that's fine. It is understanding how markets work. We had that strong push down. So what happens after that strong push down? You can have people taking profits. So the price goes up. Yeah. Drops again. So it's getting used to understanding how price works and, seeing things like this and this, you start to understand it, don't you? As I mentioned, I like to get out before that body, where that body closes. I noticed that works really well, so I'd have had my there. So see what I mean? Whether that'll take me out or not, I don't know. But I got out a bit early anyway. I'm happy to take 2 points on a max trade, to be honest with you. So I'm starting to sort of do what I feel is right. Couple of max trades here or there, and then obviously the Penguins ones are taking me a little bit longer to learn. Obviously I'm new to them, but that is a typical trade for him. But fortunately Artie pointed out the overnight lows, which I didn't have, so that's another good indicator. So I think it's highly likely that let's call him PT Penguin. Let's call him the Penguin. That the Penguin would have taken that one. I hope so. I think he would. But we had leg up, 2 legs back, another leg up, so 2 attempts, and then that big strong failure. Feels good, mate. Yeah, it does. Feels good when you get it and it works and you understand it. Yeah, absolutely. Notice someone else. In fact, I've noticed other people, sometimes they'll let it move and try and capture more of the move. Someone's put 2 to... Who's that? It's Benji. Benji, he's gone for 1 to 2 on this, and he's actually moved his thing. But if you know what's going on, he's put his to break even, so he's put his stop to break even, so he's guaranteed not to lose a single penny. And on a market that just seems to be coming down, why not? Because if it does move down and it comes down maybe another leg, you might get another 10 points out of it. So you know what I mean? Yeah, it's amazing how accurate things are, but price is still grinding down. It's trying to have these little pulls back and another attempt and then pushed again. And then it tried another couple of times and pushed again. So things are really bearish. Benji might do well out of this. Where's he out? Let's have a look. He's got his down at 43.90 and a quarter. 43.90 and a quarter, so around about here. Maybe a little bit of a pullback here, a little bit stalling at this bottom, but I can see a little bit of a pullback and then some more downwards, and there's probably a trend there. So once you take, I think it's a case of what we mentioned earlier. No matter who you follow, you can still use your noodle and your experience to think, well, okay, why get out here? I've got me stop to break even. It's looking incredibly bearish. Sometimes it's worth it. You've got nothing to lose. The big picture move still hasn't been completed. So, yeah, absolutely. Probably struggling to get through here a little bit, which may push up to the EMA. And if it does push up to the EMA, it'll probably then encourage some more shorts to jump in. But he's got his stop here, which I think in all fairness, it's way away. If it's going to pull back, usually it pulls back to around about or just above the EMA. But if he's got his stop to break even there, unless we have a complete reversal, he's safe in my opinion. I don't know, those 6 bounces off that low. Yeah, trouble is, yeah, I see what you mean. We had a couple of bounces here and then obviously a pullback. But I suppose... yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Depends how bearish it is. So his profit's on 2.25 points at the moment. And he's got his stop to break even. So he's guaranteed he's not going to lose anything. So, and there is quite a bit of a distance, isn't there, between, what is there, 5 points difference between... where is, oh, there we go. Broke through that, no problem. So, depends on how you've got this. He's on the ball there, look. Oh no, he's got more than that now. Oh, what am I thinking? It was a picture he posted, wasn't it? So, yeah, that's looking quite bearish, that is. Yeah, I just had a feeling today that it was just going to have one of those days. So I think if I was going to have my stop to break even, I think I'd probably take it down to there and grab myself a guaranteed 2 points. Or maybe even here, really, and guarantee yourself 4 points. Where would he have been out? 5, so would have been out around about here anyway. That's where his 1 to 2 would have taken him. So with this coming back. I still think it's going to continue down with this leg, but at some point we're going to come back to the EMA. But he's break even here, so he could just grab a couple of points. If it comes back up that far, it's more likely going to hit his stop anyway. So yes, you go in there, you've guaranteed yourself, well, even if you went down there and guaranteed yourself 2.5 points, if it's going to come up here and hit that stop, chances are it's going to come up in here there. So I'd do that, I would. And now this one's finished, I'd probably move my stop to there. You've guaranteed 4.5 points there. Look, with the possibility of making another 10 points. You're looking for a short, yeah. It's looking bearish, isn't it? We got this leg down, couple of legs of correction, another leg down. So I would say, depends on where you put this. That's probably a safer bet. But you look at the distance there. So you've got what, 2, 4, 6. You've got 8 possible points there. And that looks like quite a nice channel. Depending on how you draw it. I don't think that's that bad. But yeah, that's where I'd have mine. You're guaranteed 4.5 points with the possibility of tripling it. But in these strong trends, it rarely pushes above the previous swing. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. Arguments between my 15-year-old and my wife. I'm not getting drawn into it. None of my business. Yeah, as I was saying, it rarely, in quite a strong trend, it rarely breaks above this previous swing. Look, if you moved it there, there's the next swing, there's the next swing. We're still continuing down. So I'll be inclined to leave that there. I would then guarantee yourself 4.5 points. Happy days. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, take, what's that, 6.5 points. You could take 6 3/4, 7 points if you wanted to, but I think it's probably worth that. We had a leg down, didn't we? We pushed up. It rejected. We pushed up. It strongly rejected. But I don't know here. I'm not sure whether it's going to do. We did come back to the EMA. We were a tick or so off it, and then straight away it turned. But we're trying again here, so but yeah, I'll be inclined to leave it there, I would. In fact, I wouldn't normally take a short there, but depends if you got your channel that fits there. So I like to get it back to the EMA, but Max repeatedly told me that it's more important. Okay, that's played out anyway, so it doesn't mean it's not going to continue down, but that looks like we've gone from there. That touch is perfect there. Touches are right there, break new low, so yeah, I'll be inclined to get out of that now, personally, but what could you get now? 6 points, yeah. I put me stop there. Six points, beautiful, look at that. 7 points, wow. Yeah, I put that there and take 6 points, guaranteed, and see what happens. There's probably going to be some longs there, so if it can get below there, that's the target there. If it gets below there, then I think it'll drop some more. but it's got to get below there because we've had that channel break and a new low. There's bound to be some traders trying to pick a bottom and buying that because it's not a massive risk if you can buy it here and in 3 hours time sell it 30, 40 points further up. So there'll probably be some buyers in there, I dare say. I know people do try and pick bottoms, and that's about as bullish as you can get after a channel and a break. So if it does come below there, I think I can see it getting close to this measured move. We'll see. It's got to get below there, though. Channel down, break, new low, bullish bar. I love the way it's pushed up and then reversed quickly. Like the seller's saying it, I don't think so. So once we get below here, yeah. See, I'd be inclined to have my order probably there. If it's going to go higher than that, then you've guaranteed yourself 5.5 points. One. Get down. Oh, one. Okay. Yeah, that would have been my stop. 5.5 points. Not bad, though, for a trade if you can get it. Right, let's have a look what's going on. The trouble is, when you have lots of stuff on there, it messes up your picture. So what I'm going to do, just for now, is just put that down there as a measured move and get rid of that. Try and tidy it up a bit. But I'm pleased with that. Worked really nice there. It was a nice trade, that was. And that was a good decision, yeah. Leg down, 2 attempts. So, first things first, make sure I put them overnight lows in. So the trouble is, you say overnight lows, that's 1:20 in the afternoon for me. But for you guys, you're a minimum of 5 hours behind, aren't you? So, yeah, see, that's the trouble. I don't know whether I'd see that as an overnight lows, but you guys, that's the trouble, really, I suppose. You have to say that as your overnight lows, really, don't you? Where's your cut-off point? That's the trouble. Leg down, leg down. It does look like leg down, doesn't it? That would take us to, yeah, way down here somewhere around about 43.65. Leg down there, new low. Okay, so we've got a channel down there and a new low. Is that first attempt to go higher? Second attempt to go higher? My chart low. After it says September the 1st. September 21st. Yeah, see, I'm here. The low's here then. Yeah, see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I can always ask on the forum, can't I, where people have put their lows. So we've got a channel down here, break new low. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Let's see what happens here. Midnight our time, yeah. So our time. Trouble is, you Pacific, okay, so you're 8 hours, aren't you? So time you say 1 o'clock. Midnight, okay, so that's 8 o'clock our time. 8, yeah, see, that's down here. So who said put the overnight lows there? If the overnight lows are here, someone said the overnight lows here, which is what I put it, and it bounced off it. Someone on the forum said bounced twice off the overnight lows, so I don't know, practice what they put it. Okay, so I still think we're still working down slowly. Okay, leg down, break, try go once, try go twice. What's that looking like? That's the overnight lows, isn't it? Yeah, where I got it. Yeah. Okay, I think that's the first push higher, isn't it? I don't think you can class that as a push high, can you? Is that the first push high? I think it is, isn't it? Because we've had a break and a new low. You want to give it a couple of attempts, really, because it's already played out there. If we try twice and it fails, after we've had a break and a new low. So that's the first push up, in my opinion, I'd say. So a second push up here, and then a failure, and then I think down some more. Quite a good recovery. That one lost me about $600, and I've made that back now. So you get a couple of winners. That's the thing with this; you can easily make them back. That is 2 clear attempts, yeah. Okay.
Order submitted.
Let's drop that.
Order
there, then.
filled.
Okay, it's worth a go, innit? I need to be out before the lows here, don't I? Oh, am I going to get stuck here? 1, 2. Oh, this is not looking good. That's a higher low, isn't it? Oh well. $10 ticks that. I'm going to be out before. Do you know what? I'm going to get out of this. I'm not a fan of this. There's no point now, is there? It's almost definitely going to take me out that. Let's have a look. Oh well, lesson learned. Try for a break even, yeah. Oh well, you learn. It's okay. It's fine. For some reason, the losses don't nowhere near as much here than they do with the. See now, that's a lower high, isn't it? Okay, if that comes down and hits my stop where it is now, that's a lower high. So I'd expect it to come down. So I'm just going to leave that and come out before the lows. If that pushes down there and hits that, that's a lower high. I'd then expect it to come down. So if it hits what would be my break-even stop, that's a trade I'd be interested in. Or am I bullshitting myself here? No, let's just get out. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, see, so... I can always get back into it if I wanted to, can't I? Let's see how this finishes. Okay, that's a lower high, isn't it? It's a second entry short as well, so... And it's below the EMA. It's barcoding, yeah, you might be right. Let's just get out. Let's get
Order
out for
filled.
Oh, got out for a tick. I'm out, yeah, I'm out. Oh, I got a tick out of it. To be honest with you, it's a lower high, isn't it? After this, we're quite bearish, so I think that's probably okay to take. It probably worked, but that's okay. It's fine. I might rip for a tick. I'd rather learn a lesson and miss a trade. And so that to me is a leg. That is a first leg up. Is that a second leg up? I'll know by what's it. So let's have a look. Yeah, not sure. Yeah, sometimes you're better off. I'd have been out here somewhere, but that's okay. I got out for a tick. That's fine. It's about learning, isn't it? It's not about getting right every time. So that's a leg down with a break and a new low. One attempt to go higher. Is that a second attempt? I don't know. I think if it comes down to here and goes up again, that's a second attempt. But what I'm going to do is just mark this. So when I see the penguin guy later, I can check on that. So it's for break. Okay, so I made a good decision there. It's a small picture. Yeah, it is a bit of a small picture, isn't it, in all fairness? So I'm out for a tick anyway, so happy days. I mean, overall today, I was down. Now I'm back to more or less where I was. So that's the thing, really, with 1-to-1. You lose one, you make one back, and it evens yourself out. Whereas with max, you tend to always sort of on catch up, aren't you? See, once that gets below there, because there's a failure there, and there's going to be some longs in there picking this bottom, and it may well push up. To be fair, it may trap them shorts. But thinking about the overall day is bearish. So really, look at that. Will it push above there? See. Yeah, see, it is a lower high, but it's already played out, that one, so you just don't know, do you? Literally into the lows of the day. Well, having said that, I didn't, we're saying to the lows, I was going to come out a couple of ticks earlier, which is around about here. So if that was a valid trade, and it's turned against me anyway, so that's a good sign of... I would be out before these lows anyway, you see what I mean? So I don't know, is it mentally? That's the key to penguin. Yeah, so it was a good decision to get out there. So that's the first leg. That's another leg, isn't it? So we may end up in this trade after all. We're going to break the new low, try to go once, try to go twice. If that pushes down strongly, it might be okay. We'll see. See how it finishes. That's what I mean. It may trap some longs. Let's just get an order ready just
Order
in case.
submitted.
I've got to learn, so it's all good. But yeah, it is a bit, isn't it? The wicks and that, so... Leg to right, try to go one, try to... It is a bit small term, isn't it? With that, say, one clear leg up. It's a lot more clear there, isn't it? So this is... Although it is, sometimes pictures are a little bit smaller. Two stacked. Yeah, I think a good indicator would if that pushed down nice and strongly like that one did, but it's just not doing that. It has broken above that bullish bar, isn't it? So that's indicating that, is it going to start to grind?
Order
Yeah,
cancelled.
but then anyway, is it? So you want to enter here now that it's even more aggressive. Yeah, I mean, we've got the leg down a break, first attempt to go higher sector, but it is a lot smaller than that, isn't it? So perhaps that I've got to look at a bigger picture. Out for break even. It'll be interesting to see if he, because ultimately if he marks it or if he takes it, then obviously that's a place. Yeah, this to me looks like it's going to push up. It's maybe trapped some shorts there. Thinking about going long after short after this. Yeah, it's almost definitely going to break above there. So now the only thing I was looking at that is if it pushed down really strongly short, but then no, it's no good. It's no good. I've got to think bigger picture. bigger picture. It's a lot easier to trade a bigger picture like that than to get messed around. This is more max in with a nit. Not saying that Mac would trade it here, but a lot smaller movements. The thing I like about the Penguin is the bigger movements and the clearer, more obvious movements. We've got a channel down, one clearly push up, and then a really strong bearish bar off the overnight low. So that's a lot more clear. I'm looking too nitty gritty. I'm still thinking, you know, with Max, I tend to look at the detail a bit more, but you got to open your eyes and maybe sit back and have a scan, haven't you, at the overall picture. So good decision to break out. Anyway, I got out. Well, I did a tick on it, but fees and that, it's more or less break even, isn't it? So that's all right. That is, it's all right. I might knock on the head now, actually, to be fair, but yeah, it's been an informative day. That is, but it is so hard to get out that. The thing is with Mac, same with that trade there, but we got a leg down, 1-2 attempts to go higher. I don't know. That was more of a Mac trade, a lower high for me personally. And that was a Mac trade, but that's fine. I got no issues with that. And the reason I haven't is because Penguin took that, which is a Mac trade. Leg down, 2 legs up, sort of bouncing off this, clearly down after this correction, lower high, nice and bearish, traps of longs. He took that one, so he took one of mine. I'm taking one of. Sorry, he took one of Max. I'm taking a Max as well. But there you go. But yeah, it's been an interesting day. It's been an informative day. I feel like I've got a lot of value out of today. So it's kind of nice that some of you Penguin guys are on here, because you can sort of watch me and point me in the right direction as well. So it's good. It's good. I've enjoyed today, actually. And I don't mind the losses because, you know, it just doesn't feel as personal for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just sort of trusting the process. Obviously, I got out there because I thought, you know, I'd made a mistake, and rightly so. But that's the beauty about because the bigger picture and it's a little slower, you do have options to get out if you think something not's right. I mean, you know. Absolutely, yeah, but you know, we see the Penguin guy get out occasionally if prices. I mean, it went up there and it clearly went sideways, didn't it? But because you don't have to double the work. Yeah, absolutely. So it's definitely I definitely prefer it. I mean, that is it's a clear, obvious move, isn't it? So I just need to open my eyes. I'm zooming in a bit too much. I'm not used to looking at the fine print. What I need to do is zoom out and see the bigger picture, and that's actually very clear, really, isn't it? And the way the market reacted with that bar there off the overnight lows makes perfect sense, and it did what it was supposed to, and some. So happy days. So that's it for today, folks. I was supposed to be working tomorrow, but there's no work available, so I will be trading again. So I ended up basically where I started, money-wise. So that's good. So. All good. I took that rather big loss, but then I more than made it up for it. That one I missed. That one I took worked perfectly. That one I think that was the first loss I took. That one worked. Did I take that one? I did, didn't I? Yeah. But yeah, all good. I appreciate that, Clay, and I'll see. You guys have been making most of the comments, and Blippy as well. Yeah. So. Great, it's been a good day. Really informative, enjoyable trading day today. I'm not thinking about the money so much now. I'm just thinking about getting the process right. So, brilliant. So, I appreciate all your comments. Don't forget, we've still got that 80% off. My code's down there. If you use it or have used it, I appreciate it. That finishes on Wednesday. If anybody's waiting for money now, it should be in your banks now. Money's all been sorted out. Finally, so 6 days after it was supposed to, so that it's all right. They got there in the end. I appreciate it, Artie. Friday tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow, last day of the week, another week gone. It'll be Christmas before you know it. So excellent. So have a great evening, stay safe, and I'll be back here just before market opens, same time tomorrow. Bye for now.